One was when we went on vacation with Mom and Dad. In '62, we went out west. That was a happy memory. All the places we went and the places we saw. I have to think on that a bit. Happy memories. We did to some picnics, and those are happy memories. You don't think of them as happy memories when they happen, but as you look back on them, they're little bits and pieces all along through your life that are happy memories.
Like right now?
Yeah, like right now. Happy memory with my grandma, with my mom and dad.
Do
I
you?
was always happy when we were together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did something, but I can't. Specific memories, I have to think on that.
Do you remember what your childhood home was like?
Oh yeah. The first house we lived in had a wall that was about this, had a couple walls. The main part of the house was about that thick. It was about 1.5 feet walls, because it was a rock house, and it was cool in the summertime until those rocks would heat up. It was always cool. We never had air conditioning, but it was always cool. And then when those rocks would heat up, it would be really warm then. It was a very firm or solid house, and I remember when we always lived upstairs. My sister and I, we shared a bedroom all the time. I remember when they wallpapered our bedroom. There's special characters on the wallpaper. I remember that. And then later we got the other room, and then we had closets built in and a desk built in along one wall. That was where Shirley and I stayed. Yeah, always slept together. Fought together and played together.
What were
Sort
your?
of like us,
Yeah.
but we don't live together.
You have your own room.
What were your favorite and least favorite foods?
My least favorite, even to this day, I don't like oatmeal. But I like almost my favorite food probably. I liked it when my mom made dumplings.
Mm.
That was probably my favorite. And that's made out of bread dough on chicken. I've never made dumplings very often. But from homemade, my mom used to make homemade bread. She'd make the dumplings out of that. It was very good.
What could you buy with $1?
More than you can now. $1 went a long way. When we first started working, we'd get $1 an hour for wages, and that was good wages. Our first car after we got married was, I'm trying to think, we paid $78.87 for 3 years for that car. And I thought forever we'd have to pay on that car. And Bruno got $5,000 a year wages. But $1 an hour, $1 would buy, oh, let me see, it would buy 10 pops.
Wow.
$1 would buy 4 gallons of gas. We very rarely got $1 to spend because that was a lot of money. More than now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you'd get $1 easy when you go somewhere to get something.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get $1 very often because that was a lot of money.
Now you can just find the money.
Yeah, now it's a lot easier to get $1 and it doesn't go very far.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much did it cost to go to movies if you went?
Oh, went to a movie. Boy, Bruno was better. A hamburger cost $0.25. I think a movie, I'm not sure. I thought it was about, well, when we went to college, it was, I know we'd go to a movie and have a hamburger. And I want to say 50 cents, but I'm not, I don't think that was that much even. I think it was like 35 cents to go to a movie.
Wow. Now it's like $10.
Yeah.
That would be cheap.
But you couldn't rent videos and that kind of thing. There wasn't such a thing.
Oh,
You couldn't watch movies any other way but go to the movie.
you have to pay anyway.
Did you have chores to do each day, or rather, what
Yes.
chores did you have to do?
Yes, definitely had chores. Always we had chores.
Hmm.
Well, with the milking, we always helped with the milking at night. And we always did dishes. We always had hired help, so we always would do the dishes and help with Mom with the cooking during the summertime. And on Saturdays, we always had to clean the kitchen, I remember, wipe everything down off, and the cupboards and the chairs. And Mom, I always said my mom made sure you were busy.
Yeah.
Which I don't think hurt us now, and as I look back, but then I thought we were abused. Let's see. Those are maybe the main chores. Other than that, we just worked together. We always, whatever had to be done. We mowed a lot of lawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still today.
Still do.
Yeah.
And did a lot of hoeing in the garden and for the flowers. But as precise as saying that those are our chores every day, we just had to, we knew we had to do something, but we,
Yeah.
whatever Mom would say.
Now it's easier to mow the lawn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're riding more.
I like that more.
Yeah.
Now it's easy to start every single time.
It just is a matter of learning how to start it.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you were a schoolgirl? What schools did you go to?
I went to a country school until I was a third grader. And then I went to town school. And I was about a half a year ahead of everybody in town school when I came in from country school. Because we just had 3 in our class and the teacher took a lot of time with us. It was more like one-on-one. I went to Cullum School, I think after the 3rd grade. I went to school in Cullum. Yeah, and college in Allendale. Okay.
Who was your favorite teacher?
High school, my favorite teacher was Mr. Shower. He taught the maths and geometry and algebra, and I always liked them, and I liked him as a teacher. He was a very good teacher. In college, I was a Mr. Woodward. In grade school, I'd be hard pressed to say a favorite teacher. I know when we went to country school to 3rd grade, the teacher lived at our house. So I got to know this Mrs. Bridwell real well. She was my 1st grade teacher. And she one weekend she took me home to her parents, and that probably was a highlight. Because I thought, boy, it was really something to go home with the teacher. And I spent the weekend with her. And she had 4 sisters, and she lived around Guelph somewhere. Now I don't know where she lives, in Texas, I think. Okay.
What was your favorite subject?
Probably math. I liked algebra and geometry. I liked all my math courses a lot.
I don't like math.
That's not your favorite, huh? I liked
Yes,
math
no.
real well. And I liked all the biological sciences,
Ooh,
like the kind where you dissect a
Dissect.
frog
I
or
love
something.
I want to do
That's
that.
where I got that from.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah, I like that kind of stuff.
Dad got.
Dissect a
Dad
dog
likes
or a
math.
cat.
Dad likes math?
Yeah.
Dog or a cat. I'm not doing any. I'll just say, can I keep the dog?
Yeah. He's just sleeping.
What subject was hardest for you?
English. I didn't like English.
Oh,
Well,
nobody
that's
likes
one
English.
of-
Is that one of your favorite?
I don't like it.
Oh,
Spelling is my favorite.
oh, I hated English. Well, we never had a good teacher either for English.
Yeah.
And that
Miss
makes a
Almer.
difference. Yeah.
Miss Almer is
I'm
a
sure
good-
she'd be a good teacher. Yeah. See, I didn't have any good teachers for English. I didn't think. Of course, maybe I just didn't like it. That makes a difference.
What kind of activities were you involved in through your school?
I didn't take part in very many extracurricular activities. I was in band and in chorus. And then we had the girls, it was like an FHA, we called it. It was you did different sports, but it wasn't with other schools. It was just once a month you went in and probably played with certain games like basketball. Our basketball was different than the girls' basketball nowadays. They had 3 on one side, half of the gym, and you played offensive, and 3 on the other side of the gym. They played defensive, and they were the only ones that could shoot a bucket, those that played defensive. And you couldn't cross the center line. You either played offensive or you played defensive. You had to pass the ball off to a teammate on the other side when you got to the center line.
Huh.
They didn't think you could run that much if you were a girl. Boy, that has changed.
Yeah.
The boys can still run fast.
Yeah, well, I felt like I was cheated a lot in the sports area. But in band, I played oboe and clarinet, and in marching band, I played saxophone. I
You played
enjoyed
a lot
that,
of
yeah, different instruments.
Oh, this should be interesting. What do you remember when you first saw Grandpa?
Yes, I do remember when I first saw Grandpa. I was 6 years old and he was 9, and we went to the same church, and he came up from New Mexico area. And they came to our church that Sunday, and I saw him, and he was my boyfriend instantly. And I always thought he was sort of special, and then even when I went with other boys, I still didn't want him to find out. When I got older, I went with other boys, and I never wanted him to find out, although he did.
You'd like to be?
Because I always thought he was my boyfriend.
Yeah. What did you do on your first date?
Our first date, we went to the fair in Jamestown and watched the fireworks and car racing, 2 car races.
Cool.
I thought so.
Jason up there goes to.
How did Grandpa propose?
You know, I don't remember. I think he took for granted that we were going to get married all the time. I don't remember him proposing ever. He just expected me to marry him, I think.
Yeah, and
And I just expected to marry him, I guess. I don't know. I don't remember him proposing ever.
well, I guess.
What did your parents think about the engagement?
They thought my dad was really not for it at all, because I had 1 year of college left. He thought I should finish my college and then get married, which I can understand now, but then I thought, well, that's sort of foolish. But I could see where he was coming from now. I could see where he was upset. Mom, she thought Bruno was okay, but she didn't think he was anything special. And she thought I should go out and do something in my life and not get married so young, because I got married 1 year out of high school. So I was quite young.
Where did you get married? What was the wedding like?
We got married in the Evangelical United Brethren Church in Cullum. We got married at 8 o'clock at night. It was a very nice church wedding. I got a long white dress, and the bridesmaids had an ugly green color dress. But then when we went shopping for material, which the dresses were made, that's the only kind of material there was green. So it had lace over the top of a green color. So I never liked the bridesmaids' dresses that much, and the flowers were red, had red roses. I don't think there was anything in particular about the wedding. We went to Jamestown for our honeymoon. And Bruno hid the car in Edgeley, and they never decorated the car because it was hidden. So,
Oh, did you have any funny nicknames for each other?
no, I just call him Honey, and he calls me Honey. So no funny nicknames.
What do you love most about Grandpa?
What I love most about Grandpa, probably his caring attitude. He really is concerned about me. He really likes me for me. Yeah, I like the way he takes care of me. I don't have to worry about a thing. He takes care of me.
What were some special memories from this time in your life?
One memory I have, I'll never forget, is on our honeymoon we went to Medora. We visited that chateau house, and there was a rose bush there, and I was going to smell the roses because I like the smell of roses, especially those wild roses. But they have thorns on them, and I was going to stick my nose down there, and then I thought, well, maybe I shouldn't because Grandpa's going to push my head in these thorns. And he said, would I push your head in those thorns? So I figured the answer was no, he wouldn't do that. So I went and smelled those roses, and he says, you bet I would. And he pushed my head in those thorns. And that's a memory I have. Oh, what other memories do I have? One memory I have is when we went to my grandmother's and changed into my going away outfit. I have a lot of little cousins that are younger than I am, and they were all excited because Grandpa went in their room when I was changing.
What's this?
Did you work when you had a family?
No, I never did. I always said I was glad I didn't have the education to work. I was a stay-at-home mom. We worked together, and what we did, we worked, but we did it together.
What did Grandpa do for a living?
He's always farmed. All his life he's farmed.
Where did you make your home?
We lived in Ashley for 3 years, and then we moved to the farm and around Menango. How far east of Menango are we? About 3 miles, 2 miles?
Well,
2.5.
to Smith's is a
Okay.
mile.
From our place to Smith's is a mile, huh?
Yeah.
So approximately 2.5.
About 2.5 miles from Menango. And we've lived there since.
What was my dad like at my age?
At your age. How old are you?
13.
13. He was very interested in sports. He liked sports. I would say he was pretty much just an average boy.
Did he snore?
I don't think he snored then, no.
Oh, no, he snores.
He's gotten snores as he got older, apparently.
How did you spend time together as a family?
Well, we like to go down to the river after chores and have a bonfire. Sometimes on Sunday afternoons we'd have a picnic and a bonfire by the river, because we wouldn't have to go any place, and as long as we were milking, we didn't.
What memories do you hold close to your heart about your young family?
close to my heart about my young family. Well, whatever we did together, we did, we did everything together. I guess you just is like every other thing. When you're raising your family, you're busy with all the chores that involves, and I can't recall anything special. It was a good time, because your best times are when you're raising your family, I think.
I have a question that's not in the book, but
Okay.
when Dad was Juliet when he was a sophomore, what did you think about that?
Juliet.
He was a girl in the play.
Oh, see, I forgot the name of it. I love that. I wish I'd have a video of that. He was a sophomore or he was a junior?
I don't remember.
Anyway, he was right about that age, and I laughed really hard because he had to change clothes a lot in that play, and he had a football that he stuck up in top here to make it look like he had boobs on. And I thought that looked really funny, and everybody says he looks just like you do. Okay.
You see.
So if I could have a video of one thing, it would be that class play.
That would be hilarious to see.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I'm going to tell Dad, you were a girl.
Do you remember
Yeah,
when
he
I
did
was
a really
born?
good job. Huh?
Do you remember when I was born?
Yes, I do. I remember when you were a little baby, and I figured I had to take some pictures of you because before you know it, you'd be growing up and I wouldn't even have any pictures of you. So I have some pictures of you when you were little.
Oh, when I was born.
Yeah, I remember that.
Hey, girl.
When were your other grandkids born?
Oh my goodness sake. I have to remember all of them? Let's see, we've got, you were born,
Yeah. Just
and Carly was born after you were. And then there was, Cody was next, right?
Mhm.
That would be
There's
one
Tyler and
thing.
Tyler.
When were you born? What year? Well, he was born before you.
No, I know Tyler.
When were you born?
1994.
94. Okay, and then Nikki was born, then about a couple years or a year afterwards.
No, I think 92.
92.
You were 94.
Okay.
Yes.
And then Nate was in about 90, I suppose.
Yeah.
And Carissa,
2000.
2000. Okay. Boy. And, well, Kyla and Tyler were born before, when their mom and dad got married.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember them being little, young.
How is being a grandmother a fun experience for you?
Well, it's wonderful because I get to spoil you and have you around when I want to. And other than that, I can just, like washing your clothes and feeding you, your mom and dad take care of that. And so I have the best. I can enjoy you and send you home. And we do special things together, which I couldn't do with the kids, my own kids, as much because we were busy working, making a living.
Yeah. That
Same
would be
way.
any fun.
Yeah.
What do you like to do with your grandchildren? I know one thing.
One thing is that after the back to school party
Yeah.
I like to do, and I like to celebrate birthdays with you guys. And what else do I like? Halloween time I like, and Christmas,
And Easter, we got
and
eggs.
Easter when we hide eggs. We do a lot of fun things
Mhm.
together, don't we?
Like all
Yeah.
all the holidays. What is
That's the sun heating that door up, and it expands, and then it makes cracks. Then it sounds like somebody wants to come in.
What do you want your grandkids to know about you?
Well, I would hope that they would think I know how to have a good time,
Mm-hmm.
have fun together. I guess that would be mostly it. That we could have fun together.
What pets did you have?
You know, when I was growing up, we had a few house cats, but mostly outside cats. And we had some goslings when I was little that we always played with outside. And they would follow us around thinking we were their mother almost because we played with them a lot.
What were their names?
I don't know, I can't remember their names. I don't even know if I named them. We had a black and white cat and a white one that we dressed up in a pink dress and a blue and white dress, and drove them around the baby buggy. But I don't know what their names were.
Did you take care of animals when you were growing up?
We had some calves we had to feed, and chickens we had to feed. I guess we took care of those. Yeah, I guess that'd be about it.
Well,
What is your favorite memory about your animals?
About what?
About one of your pets?
Oh, I guess I told you. Well, the goslings would follow me around, and we dressed up those cats in their dresses. Those are favorite memories.
she's purring.
Did you let your children have pets?
They had pets, but they were outdoor pets. We didn't have any in the house. We had one cat in the house when your dad was growing up, and he didn't want anything to do with cats. He sort of made sure they stay out of his room. He didn't want anything to touch, any cat to touch his bed, his pillow.
How was that?
And I suppose that's because he's allergic. This cat wasn't around then.
Yeah, Cody.
He's not allergic anymore?
Well, I don't know, does he let
Yeah,
the cat?
he is, but he doesn't like when the cat cannot come on his side of the bed.
Oh,
Yeah, Dad.
he doesn't like the cat.
It was a cat, nice wake up. Woo.
Yeah, he never liked the cat that much.
Do you remember when you had your first garden?
My first garden. I've had a garden as long as I can remember. I've had a garden. My first garden? No, I cannot remember my first garden. It must be when I dug it up by hand and tried to plant some stuff, and I got tired before I was done. I think that was in Ashley. That must have been my first garden. It was a lot of work, and by the time I got it dug up, it was too late to plant the garden.
What's your favorite flower?
That's hard to do. Hard to say. I think I like roses. I like lilies. My favorite flower. I like carnations. I don't know if I've got a favorite flower. I like flowers, period.
Who taught you how to take care of plants?
Probably my mom. Had to be my mom, I suppose. You learn without even thinking, realizing you're learning. She loved flowers and always had a large flower garden, so I'd say I learned from my mom.
If you could give me a garden, what flowers and plants would fill it? And what would we do together in this garden?
Oh, if I could give you a garden. Well, I probably would have some 4 o'clocks because they open up in the evening and they are Grandpa's favorite. I'd probably put some of those in. Have to have some lilies in there because they grow easy. And I put some bulbs in there.
I still have some.
Lilies?
Yeah.
Oh, really? You'll have to plant them. And see, I probably put some peas in because it's always fun to eat some peas when you're doing the other work in the garden.
Yeah.
And then we always like carrots.
Yeah.
Have to put in some carrots. And they like the potatoes and the onions always because they grow, make your garden look nice. And you can plant those earlier than other things. What else? Tomatoes? Probably put some tomatoes in.
Dad loves tomatoes.
Does he like tomatoes? Do you like tomatoes?
I'm not a fan of tomatoes.
Not a fan of tomatoes. What kind of things do you like?
I love lilies too.
You like lilies?
Any flower.
Any flower, yeah, I like all flowers.
What's your favorite season?
Spring, I like to see when things are budding and just starting to grow and the trees get leaves and stuff. I like that. So probably be spring.
What was your favorite outdoor activity?
I think I like to take walks, probably about the best.
Okay.
'Cause it gives you time to think.
Yeah.
It's quiet.
Can you recall the landscapes that surrounded you as a child?
We grew up on a farm, so there was not many landscapes except the different fields that Grandpa would have. And yes, I can recall the fields because I spent a lot of time helping Grandpa out in the fields. They were just like the hayfield, and the others, they changed from year to year. Yeah, I can recall them, but there weren't no people around them.
Did you ever make forts or tree houses?
Oh, in the wintertime we always made forts. We made out of snow. I went to country school, and so we made this fort in the snow. We'd cut out take some of the snow out so we could crawl in.
I know Dad's at least two, out in the old barn, and that threshing machine, they tore all the stuff out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that.
Had a door on top.
As far as tree houses, I don't think I ever had a tree house. Or anything in the summertime I didn't have. It was always in the winter.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you could show me one special place in nature, what would it be?
One special place in nature? Oh. I guess one of the things that really I enjoyed was when I saw this baby rabbits had a nest on the farm. There was sort of a hole in the ground, and I've never seen that since. And you could step right across it and you didn't even know there was baby rabbits underneath your foot. Even when you knew where it was hard to find. I guess that would have to be it.
Well, one time we had rabbits nesting under our slide.
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.